I'm not sure where the camera is. Where's the camera? Oh, okay. Yes, so I'm gonna have to think what I'm putting together here. I just wanted to come on and it's upside down. Yeah, just wanted to just come on and just go over some stuff I was gonna do on my own, and I figure maybe you can come and watch me do some of that work. And am I actually this tall? Right? How hard is it from the basics to get someone to think that they're this tall, right? Pretty tall. I'm like 12 feet tall. Oh, that was good. Like to wear my hat. I'm happy nobody has shown up yet. Need to dry my hands. I need to show you this diagram. Coming. Oh, my camera. Here is a diagram. The diagram should go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it moves over 1 over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it goes down here. Now, why did I flip it over? Well, why wasn't it like this? Down to 1, over to 1. Okay. Now, what would I do here? Do I keep going down here? I can't go 1, 1, and this is 1 above. Would this be 1 below and then go all the way down here? When I'm counting in this is, let me just move this out of the way. It doesn't matter if I ruin this paper. I don't care. So we have 7 over here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is over here. I generally, normalement, I put 1 over here. But because I'm only counting by ones, should I put 1 over here? But if I reduce this by 1, this area, okay, should be what area over here? What number area is this over here? If this was 1, take away 1, should this not be 9? Or if we're counting from 7, because we don't go any higher than 7, should we go down to 7 over here? Or do we start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is over here? And then we go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'm missing this area over here for 1. You see it's on the same row here. Now what happened here, okay, is you're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, we start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's count this as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 between the 7th gate over here and the 7th gate over here. Now, what did I just do? This was the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and then Z over here on the bottom side. Now, before, what I was doing is I was going down to here, over to here, and up here. So I'm not really sure which one I should be doing, because when these meet over here, the 7th gate is a singular area. It's a singular area. When these meet up, they meet up down at 1, 1, 1, and 1. The seventh gate is a singular area. I flipped it over. Here's a double area. The double area is like this, M and N. And the reason it's a double area is it's because it's 1 and it's 1. It's 1 next to each other. Can't M and N be the same number? They're not. They're next to each other. It's like starting over again. We count down L, M, we count down L, M, and then N over here. Right over here in this area. This does not do this. This is a 6, 1, 6. Touchdown, extra point, touchdown. That's this area here when you're crossing over. We keep passing the extra point. So what we have, can this be Minnesota? I don't know. So this is, how can I say it? We have 1 through 13, and then we split the alphabet, and then we have the 14th through 26th. You know, this is the 5-8, and this is the AM. This is the, I'm not sure if we can look at this and create a word. Heme, meat, heat. It's just it splits the alphabet. Second part. The other part about this is if I crisscross, if I go 1 over the 14 and then 13 over to 26, then I would end up with 48 and 15. Each one of these is going to tell a story. This one over here is going to show me 1 and 4, AD. This one over here, let me see what it was. That was 1, 4. 1, 4, that's right. Then it's 1, it becomes 1, 5. This is how pi starts. And it's almost because we're going between this area over here. Even though pi is a division of 21, you can almost see this as a division of 21. I'm not sure in which fashion we would do it. Would we do the last 6 and then the next 6? You know what I'm saying? Although there's 26 here, right? Are we going to go 1 through 21? Or are we going to go, just give me a second. I forget which number I was going to use, 21 out of 26. So that means I'm removing 5. So we start on 4. We start on 3. We're on 2. And we end at 24. And we have 21 in between. Is that correct? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think there's 19 in between. So we don't use, so we'd start at here. Boy, I'm a little mixed up. If we have 2 and 25, we take away 2. We take away 3 from 26. So we'd have 24. 3 and 24. So we're taking away A, B, Y, and Z. So we'd have 22. So we'd have to take away 1 more of these. We'd have to start on 4 and end at 24. Okay, I understand this. This is first, and D would be fourth. Okay, so I think I just did this for myself. Did I ever start this video? Because that was pretty confusing. I'm trying to realign the alphabet A through Z, 1 and 26. Inside, I want to put together 21. And one of the things is the 21 dots on the cube, and 5 of them are vowels. 5 of our letters are vowels in the alphabet. 5 of them are vowels. I didn't really like that, the beginning of that explanation. Yeah, I don't even like this video, so maybe I'm going to cancel it. Nah, I'll just say start at 8 minutes. Yeah. Let's put it like this. Start at 10 minutes. Because nobody's been here anyways, right? And just put this down and shove that here and start at the 10-minute mark, because it's like I haven't even started yet. But I'm going to just take this one step further and show you what I did do here. Just to let you know what I just want to do. I just want to do one thing. I have to do this at the beginning of all my videos now, I think. Wow, I don't even know where to find it. Just hold on a second. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'll just give me a second. Where am I here? Can I do this? No, that didn't work. Hold on a second. Okay, where am I going? Okay, I'm going here. Yeah, gotta do this. Gotta do this. Okay, so where was I going with this now? Hold on a second. I had to think what I was thinking. Right, so in gematria, I call this gematria 7 because I only count to 7, just like in the piano. When I look at this word, I see matrix, I see tri, which meaning 3, I see G and E. Can that be part of the Gesera? Nasera? Did you know that the letter G is the 7th letter in the alphabet? Its reverse letter is T. You know, like they go T minus counting, right? But you don't get to heavens with the birth unless you get through G. The reverse for G is here. The reverse for T is over here. And E, right, is the 5th letter, and the reverse is V. So if you take a look, we have 5GTV, and the year was 2022. What's so special about 22 is it's a star system branch of 1776. You know, in a ruler, we have 12 inches. We have a 12-inch ruler, right? Or if you want, they say it's 30 centimeters. And then if you want to stay a meter apart, pay your parking meter, you know, for your car, for your arc. Three parking, not free parking, three parking. So what we're going to do over here, what was I going to do? Yes, 58, 74, and 90. When you total them, it's 222. Now we're going to go this way, 66, 74, 82. When we total them, it's 222. 70, 74, 78. And when we total them, it's 222. 62, 74, 86. And when we total them, it's 222. So no matter which one of the star crossings you took, it's all 222. And where do these numbers come from? Before I get back to Gematria 7, should I continue on the Gematria 7? So what I want to do about Gematria 7, okay, so for those who are looking at this before, it's the alphabet. And in the alphabet, you count like this, A through F, and then you get G, and then you go H, and you go all the way to M. So this is an whole equation. What I go 1 through 6 and get 7 is now H through M. 6 and 1 and 6. When you play the game of pool, this one, okay, ends up to be on the front side. The H ends up to be on the front side, and you play up to 15. Why do you play to 15? It's the stand-on rule. Your base creation. When you put the dice cube like this, is that, hold on a second, did I get that right? Yeah, when you put the base creation is like this. 1 and 2 resides in 3, and it plays on the sides. See that 1 and 2, 5 and 6, 11 will play on that side. Right? Game of pool, 3 and 11 come together. Craps, 11. Yo, they call that yo. Yo, 11. They're saying 11 for the student, but it's the student of the power. Yo, 25. Let's call it a plug-in, or let's call it jack. We can also call it earth. Right. I mean, you become your birth is on earth, right? And it's in the suntan system of angels, and it's the 10 angel. And when we come around to the 10 angel, you come around 1 and 9, 10. You come around 2 and 8, 10. You come around 3 and 7, 10. You come around 4 and 6, 10. And your passage is through the 5. 1 and 9, 10. 7 and 3, 10. 4 and 6, 10. 8 and 2, 10. The skeleton of creation, where all these tens recreate one. The extremities all create one because it is one in between 8 that is the center to all. Now, if you take a close look, we had number 74 over here in the 5 position. We go around a little bit. We don't see a 74, so what we're going to do is 47 for the beast. Beast from the east, and 74 is the energy. So does the beast have energy? Look at that beast machine, right? 74 is also Jesus Muhammad. Muhammad. I'm not sure how to spell it. The 26, 28, 8 and HD comes together for Pluto. 21 and 13, 34 energy. Whoop. It's not Jesus. It was Jesus. Sorry about that. Jesus is 74. Just a coincidence that it fits right in the center over here. 7 and 4 is 11. 10 and 5, Joe. 5, 10, 15, Joe, joy. This says I am within it from the French language. 535 is in it, also expressing electric, the initials for electric company. 11 French is student. 11 is also numeric value of 63, which is created from 77. In star system math, we multiply and we add, we create a star between the two. And this runs on the ring of this cube. 14, 14 is 28, and 14 is 42. That's, did we get 3 of them? And then 14 is 56. We run on the rings. Every ring is 14, right? Or does it get larger? I'm not really sure what the 14 was, but I do know it works like this because 2 cubes, 14 around, and 14 around is 28. 28 days to the cycle of the moon. 28 and 28 and 28. And now we've completed that base cycle of 3 moons. There is times 4 plus 1 moons remaining in the year. Mars and Earth, the 3rd and the 4th planet, everything divides at 3.5. 8 times 3.5 equals to the 28th cycle. We have to understand also 8, 7, and 6 will have 6 days of 28 hours equaling to 168. We have 7 days of 24 hours equaling to 168. And then we have, I'm just trying to remember what it was. Then we have 8 times 21 equals 168. So 6, 7, and 8. And I know I'm off, and I'm going to come back because 6 Jack, 7 the Queen, 7 the king, 8 the queen, 4, 3, 2. What is this? 6 and 4, 10, 7 and 3, 10, 8 and 2, 10. What do I get? I get the I. I get the I. In the queens, I get a 4 and oh. In the kings, I get a 3 and 1. And in the jacks, I get a 2 and 2. This is going to run me the cycle of the moon. This is going to show me a complete cycle of 4. This is 3 and 1. This one is 2 and 2. 4, 4, 4. There are 4 suits in the deck of cards. The queen has 2 eyes on all the 4 suits. The king has 3 eyes, 3 cards with 2 eyes. The jack has 2 cards with 2 eyes and 2 cards with 1 eye and 1 card with 1 eye and 0 cards. This is going to reflect the moon. This is going to be the vibration with inside area 51. The word puck, okay, is 51. And I don't want to use this because I want to use first this. Did I get that right? Right. And areas number 25, right? Earth is 52, by the way. And it's area 51, and Mars is 51. And what you do is you have 1, and then you have 2, 3, 4, that vibration, and then 5. When you add them together, it equals to 15. The letter is O. The reverse, if you would see this on a cube, the reverse would be 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And this one would be 20. And the letter would be T. And the total of these two equals to 35, or the center of the cube, or electric company, capping to what is the energy power within the moon at the 7th gate. Just want to see something over here. Good morning. I'm going to get a little bit of water. I'm going to come back, and like usual, I hope I don't forget. I had a somewhat powerful week again, lots of thoughts, although I still have to bring it all together. Wanted to go over some of the alphabet, certain words that reflect their own word, like the word river and love. Both of those reflect all the words that come. The word sun only uses odd numbers of 1, 3, and 5. The word the is number 33. The word mass is number 33. And can we change M-A, mass, with man? Can we use AM anywhere else? Yes, we can. Everything is, there are some words we speak, some games we play, which are showing us the equation and what to do with the certain words. Some words work in the 9th house, some in the 8th house, some in the 7th house. In each of the houses, they might be opposites of what they used to be. And if we look at the other words in comparison and see the changes, we can understand, well, the man is not wearing a hat and the person is not wearing glasses. Does the person see properly with the glasses or with the hat? Should it be a man with the hat in this situation? But it depends. Am I going to a dance or am I going to the cowboy ring? What hat am I wearing today? So it's the same thing, creation. You think the good Lord didn't put on the bathing suits? You notice every time I speak about the good Lord and God, and you've known what I've said about good God, gates of an omega divide, that's what God is, okay? It's a divide, it's a division. O is in between. They say the O blood is from who knows where, but it's the 15th letter in the alphabet. If you look at number 15, you can also say if we played the game of pool, we're going to understand that the 8 ball is the center, and the 15 ball, 1 and 5, 6, 5 and 1 Mars, where the 432 vibration resides. Now, if the 432 vibration resides and everything is a base form, ABC base form, 1, 2, 3, then what happens if we did a 1, 2, 3 scenario? 1,440 minutes in a day, 3 days, multiply it equals to 432. So 3 days fit into Area 51. 3 days fits into Mars, and all of a sudden, we have the 4th day. We add on the 4th day, we get a reset because we all see that the leap year comes in and resets everything back to the schedule of 3 years and then 1 year. We also can say that, and these are the actual, everything I speak about, right? Everything I speak about, right? We're going to do D. We did ABC, right? And we have to stand on 17, right? Everything I do has to come with everything that is shared with you and me. That's what I talk about. It's been shared. You can find it in the house, somewhere in a game, on TV. If you find a dictionary, look up any word, you can find it in there. Whatever word is in there, I can do something with it because I do something with it for what it was made for or what the math describes of what can possibly be done with the word. We can easily do it as easy as reversing the letters. Reverse letter alphabet, which means A1, Z26, or Z1 and A26. Notice that the alphabet does not end in a 9. Does that mean it is not finished? Or are we going to base this on this formation? That there is 9 and the 9th one is in the center. And when there is 10, it means we've added up 2 of these numbers to achieve ourselves on the other side. 0, what should we count 0 as a plateau? Is there anything that is 0 of nothing that is there, but what is there, it can be noted to be the area space? Imagine the area space A and B noted to be area space, a complete voided area space that you can occupy and push away the energy that was prior there, but you did not see because you took up the area space and replaced what was there, what you could not see, with yourself of something you know is there. Did that make any sense to you? So let me get some water in the kitchen. We're going to do ABC. I also don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to finish off explaining this part over here, and I want to finish off on how I began the video explaining this. I'm just going to shoot this by you again. I do the alphabet 1 through 7, down through 1. M and N come together as 1 and 1. Either I move over 1, but if I go down 1, because I'm counting by ones, I can do that also. And I'll come down to the 7th gate over here, which will be T, G, and T, GT. Let's call that game time. 26 and 47, 73. 46, game is 26, and 47 is also 64. Let's call the operator 0. Why? When you add up 2 numbers here and 2 numbers here, the 1 position and the 10 position. So I'm adding up the 1 position and the 10 position. The 1 position, if I was looking at this as binary code, the 1 position and the 10 position. So if I have number 64, right? If I have the first number over here, which was 7, and I should just mark this out. Let me make it easier so you can see it. So if we have 26 game and we have 47 for time, well, actually, we can also have 47 for the beast. Or we can have 74 for energy if you want. So power is 77 and Christ is 77. I'm sorry. Jesus is 74. But what we're going to do is we're going to go 47 over 26. 6 and 7, 13. 2 and 4 is 6. This is actually a good equation. 1 and 3 is 4, and it becomes 6 and 4. If it was binary code, I'd go 4 in this position, give me 4. 6 in this position, give me 12. 1 and 2, if you look at this, it now becomes the game of pool. And in the game of pool, it's now the purple ball. Purple is number 88. Window is 88. Pegasus is 88. And I know it took red and blue to create the purple. So we'd have 27 and 40. So now it's going to tell me this one is the house of bet, right? This D, A, B, C, D, right? Or A, B, C, or B, C, D. We're going to get that back to that and show you the rest of this. Just to note, this is where the operator comes in. When you have that 0, you have the operator. So you're joining one side with the other side. How is the operator going to help you? Let me get back to you in a minute. Going to get a glass of water in the kitchen. You got any questions? Am I real? Hold on a second. We had the question here. Are you real? What is the question within the question? Real. Is real? Is it me, I, that is real? If I wrote is, I-S, and then real, it'd say is real, right? So elaborate on that question. Is that a question on what? Is it because of why? How can you ask a question? Look, I'm moving up and down, my arms in and out, right? I am what I believe is who you are, if you are real, that we are the fleshy robotics. And all the information that we don't have or that we're not thinking right now is in the cloud around us. Noted that the word cloud is number 55, right? I didn't say loud. I said cloud is 55. It's actually 52 plus 3, right? There's different mathematical equations you can do with different words. Why did I say 52 plus 3? Because I said loud. Loud is 52, and C is for creation. A, B. A and B. Everything is as real as they are, but they're more than what they are. They're telling stories without them, within them. Potatoes, tomatoes. There's a reason for them each having the repetitive of tatos on them. Tatos, I'd like to use the AT coming together as the commercial A and saying location. If you end the word in an S, it's saying more. So if you look at the word Mars, you're talking about more than one planet. If you take a look at the word without the S, it's ram. Ram in French is bélier. It's also noted to be the first zodiac sign. Is it the first zodiac? Aries is the first zodiac sign. So Aries is the ram. So it seems like Mars becomes the first zodiac sign. So I match everything that is going on forever. Casino games, blackjack, poker, roulette. I mean, you want to see roulette? I mean, there's a whole story going on in roulette. And if I had to reset the alphabet, according to 36 numbers, I would have to put A6 and Z31. And that's perfect because the cube is 31. And when you flip it over from A1 over to 6, we're starting at 6, right? So F would now be 6 or H and I, right? When it's in the I position, we're talking about 52. When it's in the H position, we're talking about 34. Why? Because this is the only cube where the center dot is here. I can poke it right through, and I can create the H and the I. But I can create more than that. This one over here says Heinz. This one over here talks about Mars. So this one talks about Mars. They're both talking about Mars and Earth within them. Just to note that 6, the word, when you look at 6, the word, when you look at 6, the word, you can be seeing Roman numerals inside of them. The word 6 is numeric value 52 for Earth. It was this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. If I put a dot here, we look like this. If I do it this way, we look like this. At the same time that you can see this, you can also see this. And when we're doing this, we can also do this. There's other things we can do. This is the basic. Just to note that the reverse alphabet for H, okay, is S. The reverse alphabet for I is R. The reverse alphabet for N is M. The reverse alphabet for Z is A. So in the first one, we have Heinz 57, and in the second one, we have Mars 51. But I'm going to get back and finish off with showing you this roulette table. If you add up where it says orphelin, like orphan children, it says 17, 34, 6 equaling to 57. And the other side is 1, 21, 14, 31, and 9, 21, 35, 66, 75, 57, 75. Don't forget those numbers, right? So that's one piece of the roulette table. There is another piece, by the way, that you can find online. This is what the setup of the, whoop, not that. The setup of the roulette table, the betting area, looks like that, basically, right? You take this row over here. You see this row where it starts with X? Well, the picture's upside down, but I don't think I can switch it. Can I? No, I can't. So what it is from the bottom up is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 19, 18, 21, 23 is here. 25, 27, 30, 34, 32, 34, 36. All the others are 2, 4, 6, 8 black in between. So when you switch them up, you can see this is what shows up. Then when I add the black to this, it looks like this. See, this area here is over here. I didn't outline it. I wanted to make it a little clearer. Here I outlined it a little bit over here. So you can see that we have the cube in the center and the hexagon. The cube is from within. You're only seeing the outline. You're not seeing the center of it. So that is your numbers. Mars and Pluto coming together at the Cat's Gate. Right? You see number 53 is at the top. 5184 can also be seen in its primary numbers of 17 and 28. Multiply each one by 3 in its base formation for our alpha beta creation, standing on 17. When you play blackjack, you stand on 17. A first. You're in the Olympics. A first. B second. Binary code. The first 0 and the second 0. 1 and 2. What I just showed you before, 64 is the operator, although the operator number is not 0, I mean for its word. Ator, alligator, per, saying O, per. The O is the 15th letter and the 12th letter. It's talking about, see, Mars is supposed to be male, but when it's speaking about 15, is it saying turn it around, let's make it female? And then it takes 4 times the 15 in order to turn it over again. I'm not really sure which way that goes, but I do know that the center of 15 is H8, the center of the 15 balls in pool. Because that is it. It's purple because I went a little bit ahead of myself. Not sure if you can see that, right? But 12th ball and 4 ball are both purple in pool. The red and the blue create the purple. Window, like in Windows 10, A, B, C, D, 10, A, B, C, D. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 equals to 6, and B, C, D equals to 9. So you ask yourself that question. I'm just going to go make some coffee, and I'll be back in a second. I'll explain it to you. Just ask me the questions. Let's get into this. Just give me one more minute. I got to heat up the water one more time. Just give me a minute. I'm looking for Just give me a minute. Maybe I'll put on some music. So this is not fair. I'm missing. Oh, right in front of me. Right in front of me. Okay, so let me come back. Just give me a minute. I'm making this. Go to the bathroom or something. Just take a minute. Let me take a look at the questions. Potatoes real. In order for the Lord or your life, I'm not even sure where to start with this, but may you, let's RIP for a minute, right? Let's RIP for a minute, right? Let's RIP. Oh, hold on a second. That's my IPA. No, that's not my pale ale. That can be my, hold on a second. Now I'm getting all mixed up with these three letters, right? I got my RIP and I got my IPA. Is it IPA for my internet provider service, or is that my IPS? And my RIP is because we're all born in the heavens of Ra. Now, I marked this down yesterday somewhere, right? They say God is Ra, or was it the Ra King, or was it Time King? I'm trying to remember where I wrote all this down. No, I don't know where it is, but in the word Pharaoh, in French, fair is a light. To be fair also can be the cost, and to go to the fair or the circus. So we have to understand all the levels, even if they're spelled differently, because when you say fair, you say fair. Is it going to be fair? What's the fair? Are we going to the fair? And everything that rhymes with it, because it's a vibration. So if we were talking in vibrations over a circuitry, we would have to be sending this a far way. And if we're going to have an intimate relationship with God, okay, then we can't actually be here, and we must be fleshy robotics, because I can't see anything different. You cannot deny the fleshy. Now, what is the definition of robotic? What is the definition of communication? How do we communicate? Do we vibrate? Are there any metals in our body? Made of free will. What does that mean? We can choose what's right and what's wrong. And we have alternate reasons for choosing. Although it's not built in the system to choose that way, how did we break loose? Was it like taking the motor of a car and opening up all the way until all hell breaks loose? Now, the word hell is only one part of the word. The word hell is only one part of the word. There's also he within the word, and there's 4 letters in the word. And every single letter is going to tell a different story for the position also that it is in. The L is in the first and second position, and then the E grows into the third position, and H is in the fourth position. That is in the mirror position. So I'm going to go 8 times 8, 64. So now my question is am I running in computer talk at 64? 64 is I'm running at the operator. 64 is Zion, Israel. 64 will create blue and cold. And now I'm going to tell you where I got it. If binary code was zeros and ones, 0, 0, 0, 0, H-E-L-L, putting L-L-E-H in the word, or I should spell it backwards. So when I get to over here, 1, 2, 4, 8, I go 8 times 8, 64, and use binary code on a whole new level. The upgraded binary code, where the first number, where you multiply it. And why did I say blue? Because now what I do is star system math. I multiply and I add, because a multiplication sign and an addition sign over each other tell different stories. In fact, they also design different stories. The only way I can create my plus sign is over here. And the only way I can make my multiple sign is over here. It just so happens it's showing me that my first multiplication is happening in a single area within inside itself. Here, I'm starting in a 4 area. I'm going to get back to this in a minute. I'm going to try and see if I can block that off, because 20 minutes ago, we were talking about the 222s and where they came from. And I'm going to show you where they came from. I'm going to do it on the back page. 1 plus 10 plus 19 plus 28, and still this is in basic form, equals 58. 2 and 11 and 20 and 29 equals 62. 3 and 12 and 21 and 30 equals 66. 4 and 13 and 22 and 31 equal 70. 5 and 14 and 23 and 32 equals 74. So we go here. So now we go 6. See, we just got 74 over here in the 5th position, the house of 5, right? 6, 15, and 24, and 33 equals to 78. 7 and 16 and 25 and 34 equals to 82. 8 and 17 and 26 and 35 equal to 86. And 9 and 18 and 27 and 36 equals to 90. If I did the alphabet shuffle, right? If I did the alphabet shuffle, it'd be 6A and Z31, okay? And N would be 19. AI would come together through the N. This is going to be where AD comes in. I'm going to show you the ABCD, the ABC, the BCD, the AB. Okay, I'm going to show you that, all right? Then after, maybe I'll just put A in there. But so what happens is we have 58, 62, right? You see all these numbers? 1 plus 0, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 and 8 is 10, 2 and 8 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 3 is 4, 1 and 4 is 5, 1 and 5 is 6, 1 and 6 is 7, 1 and 7 is 8, 1 and 8 is 9, 2 and 7 is 9, 3 and 6 is 9, 3 and 5 is 8, 2 and 6 is 8. So it's the 8 house, the 7 house, the 6, 5, 4. So you flip it over and you replace them. Whoop, not that way. You flip it over, you replace it here. You add up their crisscross inside the star. Right? It's got to be in the house of Mars in order to get the box like this. You need at least 4, right? If you have 9, we're going to explain that in a minute. But anyways, you add them all up to 222. You have 4 of them. That's 888. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 888. This is the 888 star. But when you just we're going to get back to that star. No, I'm going to finish off with that star. So what happens with that star is if I just do this, that's 444. And then if I just do this, that's 444. This one over here is 62 and 74 and 86. This line, sorry, did I get that? Yes. This line across is 70 and 74 and 78. This one over here is 58 and 74 and 90. That'll be this line here. This line over here will be 66 and 74 and 82. Now, if I did this line over here with this line over here, that'll be 444. And if I did this line over here with that line over there, sorry, that'll be 444. That'll be 444. So don't forget, let's see what we've done so far. We did this straight down line here and down line here, but here we went. Here we went on this angle, and here we went on that angle, so they're different. This one here and this one here is different from this one here. The next one, are there any of them missing? Sure, we went straight here, so what we're going to do is, let me see. Yes, we had this straight line down here and this line over here. See, this is not the same. This is not the same. So we're going to draw that here. Right? And then the last one is we're going to draw another line down here, except this time we're going to go this way. And this one is different. And the value of each one of these is 444. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did we get all of them together? There are 6. So we're going to go 444, 444, 444, 444 using the straight line. We're going to use 444, 444, 444, and that'll be 1776 or 888. 6 sides to the pole. Are there any other ways to do this? Did I get all of them done? This line and this line with both lines, this line and this line. Let me see, this line going this way, this line going this way, this line. Yeah, so I think I got them all for their combinations. So when you want to see the complete combination, it's like this, but when you start breaking it down, we see what other combinations come together of what we can use. And through this is where you get, right? If I would go one more and create the star with these lines, right? This one is going to be 222, 222, 222. So that will give you 666. Now, if you did it like this way, you see it's the opposite way. It's not the same. This one will be 666. Now, if we did the X with this line, this will be 666. And if we did it this way, that'll be 666. So this is our basic 666 star system. Mars, Hines. This happens to be the male and the female. This is the moon electric. And I call it male and female, man and woman at the age of 12 and the age of 13 ending. I just want to get back to where I was, not to forget. I think it was over here, the power of Christ. This number over here I spoke about comes into our 360 degrees. 777 is very amazing, but I'm not sure if that's where we were. I just want to see where we were. We spoke about this. I didn't finish that yet. I didn't do that yet. I didn't do that from yesterday. Yeah, so I was showing you this over here. Let me see where else I am, where I'm not, where I'm lost. Am I lost somewhere? There was one piece missing. I don't remember where it was. So we got through this. We got through the hinds. We did the Mars. We didn't do, you notice that? That's Zion Israel again, right? We have the AB, right? Just like first and second, right? Just like first and second. I didn't put second. I just put stand. And they say stand on 17 in blackjack, so you stand on Q. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. I like to say 10 and 10% or 100%. Then you say 6. Then you say 9. If this is 100% of time, and both of these are inside of here, if this adds to 6 and 9 equals to 15, time is off by 1.5. It just so happens that the cube has 21 dots. It just so happens, by coincidence, that the Jack, Queen, and King have 21 eyes. It just so happens by coincidence, right? Just by coincidence. Just want to see where we are with this. 1.5, it just happens by coincidence that when you play the game of 21, right, or blackjack, which is 29 and 25 equaling to 54, the same numeric value as love and the sun, that the payout is 1.5 times or 3 to 2. 3 to 2 can also be the ram and the pig. They both get a value of 32. Ram inside of Mars, inside of marriage, inside of marine. This and this is rotation of the yin and the yang inside the sun. It's a split sun. And where do I get that? I get that from the famous 33, also noted to be inside the system. 33 is what is 6 and 9. Well, how do you get that? 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3, 6. 3 to the power of 2. 23, 32, just like in Raman and Mars, and 3 to 2 is that payout. So I'm stretching it, and I always do stretch it, but within the art of what is 9 and in the art of what is the 6, we now end up with the percentage sign. At the same time we end up with the percentage sign, we note that we also have the strands of creation. We have this strand over here, right? We have these three is 2, these 3 is 3, these 3 is 4, and these 3 come back as 5, and these 3 come back as 6 to come back to the beginning. You want to start with these 3, 1, these 3, 2, these 3, 3, these 3, 4. Did I get that? These 3, 5, and these 3, 6. And then we go back to 7th one to start over, turning in the star. But what I'm going to show you is 2, 4, 6 for the hexagon, right? But, right, 2, 3, 4, right? We get 6 for the hexagon. Now, if I connect above and below, I now end up with the octagon. And as I showed you before, we're only going to use 3 of 4. Octagon says stop. We're only going to use 3 of 4. Octagon also tells me about 45. Hexagon shows me about 60. Why? Because 6 times 60 is 360, and 8 by 45 is 360. If I extend this just a little bit more inside the art, we also end up with this design. Just like the old towers and the new towers that went up, that were erected. Did you know the new tower has 104 stories? 104, like 10-4 communication, 104 stories. We've got communication 2 times 52. 2 times 26 is 52. So we have the 26 of the alphabet showing me what communication, or what one part of communication is. So we did this, we did that, we did the star system. I'm going to show you about Roman numbers. But I'm going to take a break to go get the coffee if it's not, didn't get cold again. Give me a minute, take a bathroom break. To note that the Monopoly board, if you take a look at it, think about this: rectangles. All the, in between all the corners, all the areas, I don't want to say properties, right? Maybe they are properties, but all the areas are rectangular. Okay, I'm going to get back to. I should have left that up. You know, there you go. Thank you, Tammy. You know, a friend of mine, many people I know have these Nespresso machines, and I say, how come you can't? Why do you have to buy the Nespresso stuff for it? You don't. You don't have to. So let me see where I am down here. Tammy. Okay, I want to go back to here. Okay, I want to go to here. Yes. VW53 is a racing number. Yes, right. And what's funny about that is what comes to mind is EV, right? The EV they put out today is a number that came out a long time ago. One of the reasons for that is the camera's not straight. Is the V, okay, is the 22nd letter. The E, okay, is the 5th letter. But Roman numeral V, okay, the V is number 5, even though it's the 22nd letter and it can represent E, that within 53 EV, you're actually having two connections to the value of 5. And as well, number 3 has a second connection to the value of 5 when we use it in the ABC term with 60 seconds on a clock. Tell me something that's whole. 60 is whole. It's a whole minute. You have 1 second, which is a whole of a part. Many parts come together to create one. And when you have 600 of those parts, you now have a whole minute. And when you have let me see that again. You have 10 of them, you have 60 of them, you have 600 of them, you have an hour when you have 600. So I'm just trying to do all those calculations. What does it mean? Well, choices and free will. You know what? That's discussable, but we're going to get into that another time. Hell or hallelujah. You can also go hell or high water. Water can also connect the soul. It has the same numeric value. Terre inside the word water is also a word in French meaning earth. Sometimes it is said something with the retina, okay, because RET is an abbreviation with retina. E and R, I've been using it for years as number 23 because E and R together is 23. So is I and N. It's just really particular for me because E and R and I and N, and then I and N, and then R and N. And R and N seems to bother me. It totals 32. E and R is 23. I and N is 23. There is an equation where to create I and N, and that's number 27 or 72. And that will come from your 9 times 8, right? Which is part of your high, right? I mean, if you want to start a number countdown, it all starts at II. That's where it starts from, 99, right? And if you do binary code 99, you will get 9 times 1, 9, 9 times 2, 18. In the first two of binary code, and you start off with 99, you get 9 times 1 and 9 times 2. So what it actually is, right, is the same thing as doing this. I'm going to show you 1 second. Here's your binary code, and you go 9 times 1 equals to 9, and then 9 times 2 equals to 18, is just like 3 times 6 equals to 18, and 3 plus 6 equals to 09. Here you get 27. Here you get 27. 14 and 9 equals to 23. You have the word win. At the same time, you'll get first. You also get your first bet. The word bet goes inside of this word over here. These two letters, if it was switched from French to English, it would say and. And if it was written the other way, it could say DNA. Then this would be brought into gold because gold is first. So we use that on ST, so we'd use it on 21st. Did you know that first and 21st, because we have to skip over everything in between. So we have actually 21 realities happening before numbers start to repeat. And there's divisions because 13th is something new. First is something new. Second is new. Third is one of a kind, right? Aliens, one of a kind, the first of their kind. And then fourth, which is the TH. You remember what we spoke about 2 minutes ago? AB equals to 3, base creation. Your ABC comes in to create, which equals to 6. Your ABCD equals to 10. Your BCD equals to 9. Your BCDE equals to 14. Did I get that right? Yes, equals to 14. So this will be 36195. So we keep going down the letter. Now you're going to go A, B, C, D, E. This is the world we're in right here. This one right here. That Mars world. This one over here. A, B, C, D, E. I had it in another video somewhere. I don't remember what it is. This is your base of this world. The base of this world is right here. 3 and 9. See this side and this side? This is the base of this world here. 5 areas, 5 by 3 is 15. The center of this cube is 3.5. 11 craps is the same thing. EC, halftime. So we had this is the first of the kind. Now, when we get the 13th, it changes here because we use the teen when we get to here. And it changes at 17. And the reason it changes at 17 is because of the French. 17, 18, and 19. Because of the French. Why? Because the French say 10-7, 10-8, and 10-9. So I broke up my understanding from 1 over to 19 in this understanding. Also, we have to understand what I need to understand, okay? Since we have to do the cycle of 3, 1, and then it starts over, 1 plus 0 equals to 1, as we started with the singular of A. I also note that in roulette, The 1, 10, 19 all flip over on each other. Every time you get to a second 10, it becomes a different energy. So where was I with this? So when we get to 17, 18, 19, I want to know if this can happen. And then we have 20th. But also to note that if we're working on 360 degrees, right, this is the end and this is the beginning of the second side. Instead of starting at 1, we're starting at 19. And what's funny is this is the only letter, the S letter, that will count for a 10 and as a single digit in our alphabet. It's the only one. The S will carry the 0 in it. So now what happens is you end up with 21st, and then it switches again. It switches at 70, it switches at 80, and it switches at 90. 70, 80, 90 will bring in 60 and 10. When you get to 80, you will not say 80 in French. You will say 4 times 20. And now you bring these two worlds together. Because here you're going to go 4 times 20 plus 10. See the way we brought 1 and 2 together for your 3, and then 4, bringing my two worlds together, the BC world before the Christ, where everything that we now note and knew to understand, we're going to come together and do this over here. Seven and 2, 9. 1 and 8, 9. 4 and 5, 9. 3 and 6, 9. Put a dot over here. Look at that. Looks like Roman numeral. Then we do one more. Right? And we're going to go 8 and 3, 11. Keep your eye on the calculator. 2 and 9, 11. 5 and 6, 11. 7 and 4, 11. And all of a sudden, 9 creates 11. And 11 creates 9. But we're not finished there, but I'm taking a 1-minute break to sip on this coffee now that it cooled off. Read what's going on over here. Zealots, I've seen that before. And I like the EA, Arts and Entertainment, 1, 5, and 9, AE and I. If I would be drawing right now 2 hearts together, I would have to create, I would only be using 6 spaces out of 9, but I will be enveloping an area space. Okay, so I still think that God is the gates of the division, that if everybody in this entire planet, if everybody in the entire planet right now, okay, right now, and it's like it became just unhinged to be able to think. But if we can get everybody right now to understand that everything has been sown into this system, that the Lord is telling us that we are the fragments of all creation, that we go collecting, that we put people in jail, that we are the security and the people harassing the people, that it's our fault and not God's fault and not God's choice, but our choice. But if you want to revert to we were made in God's image, then we are God, but we're the little gods. We were given what it is, free will, and free will to do what we can with what we know, but we cannot do. We are stopped in our tracks because of you, who is me, because I didn't let you in my house. But you have no right to come into my house, and I have no right to go into your house. And there's so many evil people, just beggars out there who are millionaires, every single day go out to beg, that still have millions of dollars. We don't know the truth anymore. But we go collecting taxes. So how does it stop? Because you'll lose your job. But if enough of us get on board and we stop right now and we stay home right now and we do not leave, then my internet will no longer work. My message will not get across. So how do we keep and understand what is an essential service in order to rectify the system? But in another one of my thoughts, we're in a web, the web that is weaved. And now what's happening to the web that nobody can stop because we've been on location. Location, okay, in French is O and U. Sometimes it's said you are filming on location, right? We came into these bodies, rentables. They were rented out by the creator of this planet with using one of God's cells. God gives maybe the devil a cell or a child a cell, and within the cell, within the round confines of the cell, is a hockey puck that's sitting in the round confines. So when you look up, you'll see the round. When you look up, you'll see the down, but we live on a flat surface that's always tilting and moving. Now, the outside of this, it's like a bearing, right? It's like a bearing. Here's the entire planet. Here's the round piece. We're in here. See how round this is? I'm trying to see if I can find something round. Here's something, let's say round. It's round, but we're on this puck, and it's inside this round area here. And this puck is moving. We didn't say what angle it is, how much it goes down, but it's still the flat surface inside the round area, or offset, whatever you want to call it, sphere-like. Nine one 9191. When you also say I captain, you go 9 and 9. So let me finish off with that. So if 99 or 9 and 9 is used in binary codes and coming back to 27, and 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 is 18, and 9 equaling to 27, what's going on here? Also to note that 3 times 27, when you bring it up to par, right, equals to 81. We're now talking about Venus. But now we talk about Venus, the numeric value of 81. We also have to understand that the numeric value for Venus, okay, comes out of 99. Now the word 99 is also the word 13 and Jupiter. Now Jupiter is telling me about how something was split up, okay, how Earth was split up, how pi and Earth was split up, how the seventh gate is split up. Now, is pi something to do with 22 divided by 7? Right? 22 is 8, 22 is go. It's 1 more than 21. 22 is also right here. 22 is right over here. Maybe you don't see it. I'll have to be a little bit more clear on showing number 22. What happens with 22 or a 2 by 2 area? And I usually mark this up as Mars. Why? Why is it not like Earth? Not because it's 5 letters, that Earth is an odd number, and Earth will get number 52 and Mars 51. Should we say it's part of the bull with Earth? but we have a unicorn with Mars. And here we have the bull. So we have the Taurus under the second sign. And then we have the ox under the second sign. And then Mars will get 22, right? And Earth will get 33, a 3 by 3 block box, 3 to the power of 2, or 2 to the power of 2. The 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 equals to 8. The 3 times 3 plus 3 is 6, and 9 equals to 15. It's also an equation, again, 3.5, or how about 3 times 5 equals to 15, 3 plus 5 equals to 8, equals to number 23. It's the same thing we did with number 27, equals to 14, and then equals to 9. Pi 3.14159265 starts basically something like this. 8 and 9, 14 and 15, 5 and 6, 8 and 9, just one apart. I'm just trying to think what this is. 9, this is 8 total. So we have this for Earth, we have this for Mars, and the reason I did all this is this says 7, and this is 7, and this is 6, and this says 6. Now Earth is the 3rd planet, Uranus is the 7th planet. So we'll do this with Earth and Mars. We'll go 3 and 7 for 10, and here we're going to go 4 and 6 for 10, the Federation inside of Mars. There are 4 times Mars in Earth. So we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do the A, B, C, D with the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Or if you want to look at it, we can more or less do like that. Do you want to look at the split this way? Should we do that? Like the 6 and the 9 splitting everything up? Because that's the reality of what it is. Now, the thing is, should I have done it with 4 blocks? Should I have done it with 9 over here? Should it be 9, 9, 9? Should it be 4, 4, 4? Can it be done with just a singular box like this, and then like this? This is the Earth part 1. This is the Mars. The Mars can be divided by a center line. Earth cannot. We have to use builder rules. Only follow the lines, on lines, or cross through the lines. So in this one over here, we can only do this. But in this one here, we can do the entire star inside of this. So let me see what's written. And it should take a little bit of breather and see if I can catch up to myself so I don't get lost. I just wanted to take a look and see on Odyssey if anything is on or if it's working. Just want to see if my Odyssey is working. Log in, because the comments on everything else is not the same. Let me see home. Let me see if it says lives featuring. Does it show me live somewhere? Artists. Is it showing anybody live? Just wanted to let you know. Following, customized, view more. No. Upload live. Okay, so it says live, local setup. I think I'm playing on here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I see where I am. Nobody has said anything here. I'm also going to go out to Rumble and see if there's anything here. Live streaming. I'm going to check if I'm on here. Okay, it shows just me. Then I'm going to go over to YouTube. Just give me a little bit of break. So what does everybody think about what's going on, what I'm talking about? Does it make any sense? You don't know if it makes sense. I got to keep on going. I'm only doing this 20 years. I need encouragement. This is for all of us. It's not just for me. I'm going to go here to share this on Blogger. And I share it in places. You know, I've got a couple of places I'm sharing my videos, and they're not even showing up anywhere. I mean, they're not even nothing's being seen. It's like, it seems like I'm like Sleepy Joe or something. So, yeah. You know, the calculator's this way. And then, the numbers are this way, this way, this way, this way. Just count the numbers right now. See the purple? It's telling you about two different houses. It's telling you about two different houses, telling you about two different houses. Here it's mixed with white, the blue with white. Here it's talking about red, a little white, and a little blue. Here's orange. So, you know, it's a little yellow, a little red, and a little white. So they're all telling you something, right? See that minus house, that X house, that divided house. Let me see something. Yeah, I had a video on TikTok. I don't know why nobody talked about it, but in my video, but I'm going to bring that video back. Okay, where am I right now? Where am I right now? Where am I right now? And I had a question. One of my questions, you know what it was? It was that if the ocean takes up 71% of land space, how do we know really that somewhere in the ocean doesn't go all the way through the ocean to the other side? How do we know that? How do we know that somewhere the ocean just keeps going and just doesn't stop until it hits the other ocean? That's why it's taking up land space. Where else was I in here? We did the Heinz thing. I showed you how Heinz is reversed from Mars. I also wanted to show you this piece over here, right? That I had fit them into over here. Well, there's a reduction with all of this because what happens is 5 and 8 is 13. 6 and 2 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12. 7 is 7. 7 and 4, 11. 7 and 8, 15. 8 and 2, 10. 8 and 6, 14. Oh, and 9. So notice that we have, I like to use it with this pen, that we have 7 and 8 and 9. I wanted to check my phone for a minute. Just give me a second. Give me 12, 12. Look at my phone. Look at that. 12, 12. 33 rotation time right now. Now some. Give me a second. I have to look at something. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second. I'm looking at something. Okay, so where am I? Where am I? So we did all that, right? So now what I'm going to do with these numbers, okay, and I'm quite sure for who's ever still here, Tammy, I'm quite sure you've all seen this many times before, where we're going to stretch out these numbers. And we're going to put them back as here's 11. Oh, yes, I did forget to mention that Jesus, right? Jesus, we did that before. I think I added it up. I wanted to show you. Jesus is number 29. Remember that. The end result for most numbers end up at 29. 29 and 19. Remember all the numbers. 19 and 29. Hold on a second. Let me do it over here. We're going to go 19 and 29. We're going to go 18 and 28. We're going to go 17 and 27. We're going to go 16 and 26. We're going to go did I do that right? We go 15 and 25, 14 and 24, 13 and 23, 12 and 22, 11 and 21. Just have to keep that here. One of the reasons for this is because of this. 1 and 2 come together to create 3. It's your base creation. So my question is, should I be adding up these two, or should I just go 39? Should I be adding up this two? Should I go 38, or do I do 37? So I have a question. I'm not really sure which way to go. And one of the reasons for that is when you talk about time, you don't change the 30 minutes. The morning 30 minutes to the night 30 minutes. But in here, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. Then over here, right, you're going to do equals over here, right? You end up with 33. Here, you end up with 31. Here, you end up with 38. It's a very special number also, right? Very special number, division of night and day inside of this number too. Right over here splits the seventh gate. I'll show you that. This will create this, and then together they create that. This does not create this. This does. 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 and 8, 14. This number over here is going to equal to 36. This is also that special number that we just went over where 99 comes into formation. This one over here is 34, the blue house of DC, and this is 32 connected to Mars. So what we're going to do now is this is 11, this is 13, this is 9, this is 8, this is 7, this is 14, this is 15. I know pi comes into effect here. Over here, we had 12. Over here, we had 82. So when I add up these numbers in the star system fashion, I will end up with 33 and 33 and 33 and 33. So if I want to use this star, it'll be 99. If I want to use this star, it'll be 99. If I wanted to use this star, it'll be 99. And if I want to use this star, it'll be 99. Now, if I wanted to remove and not count the center and just take the two corners, my two corners, right? My two corners, I'm going to see if I can do this again over here. If I took the corners Well, I have to do the whole thing, right? So if I just take the corners, like this one and this one, that'll be 22. And I take these two corners, that'll be 22. And I take these two, and that'll be 22. So I'm going to get 66 and 66 and 66. Only when I reach out to the center here, which is going to be 11, that'll create 66 and 11 for 77 for each one. And that's the power of Christ. Jupiter 13 is the 99. So did we see where we evolved from in all of this? And when we reduce it further, okay, when we reduce that house further, not sure if I have enough space here, so I'm really going to do it in a small area like that. It's going to be 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. And if you noticed, what happens is it's 4 plus 4 plus 4. 4, 4, and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Plus 4 is 7. Plus 4, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Plus 4 is 6. Equals to 10 equals to 1. Plus 4 is 5. So it becomes this. Then this and this and this and this is 15s. Times 3 equals to 45. When you have 345s, right, it equals to 135 or A, C, and E. And it also will work itself out to be the numeric value of the word sun. It's inside the word. Just do the word sun. The word sun is split. S19, 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The U and the N. Now, before I said the S should never be reduced to 1, right? Well, it could, but it's the only one that reduces to 10 before you reduce to 1. So the sun would actually be, let me mark this down. Let me see what it would be. All right, I'm looking for paper. SUN, 10 plus 3 plus 5. So the sun gets a reduced value to 18, which is the B world, the split B world. $99.13. No, what it is because the word 13, THIR equals to 55, TEEN equals to 44. When you say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, they all end in teen. But they all get a number 44. 44 mathematically is what's going to divide your night and day into the 8 hours and the 16 hours. One of the numbers that does not do this, okay, is number 8. In number 8, it's not 44, it's 24, and that will divide the gate. Why is it 24? Because we only use EEN inside of it. 8 already comes with the T. When you're looking at other words like 7, it's telling you less than because it begins with S rather than ending with S. 6 tells you less than. 6, 7, 8 tells you I don't need to add on the TEEN 44 dividing night and day area space because the 8 is what is the divided area space, if I understand correctly, that encompasses all of 1. He ran into a wall minus 947. So first of all, the 4 shows distance, and the 4 and the 5. What's ironic? 47 360 and 42 is 402. So 402 shows me a division of the gate. 10, 10, 10, 10, 40, or use 20. Is 20 the halfway point of what 40 is? Because they're showing us over here. 91736482. 1 and 9, A and I. Reverts back to 19, going to be related to the moon. This is 31. It's going to run into our cycles creation of the gateway. It'll equal to 31. 19, 31. When we have 28, it'll equal to 26. God, dog, game. It seems like it's of expression. It'll equal to 20. That can be time. That can also be telling us the halfway. This will equal to 34. It'll equal to the division of Earth and Mars. And it will be linking up to 9 because the mathematics link up to 1 and 9. So I have to shut my door. Okay, so where are we now? So we have Venus, we have Jupiter, 99, what it creates. Although 99 creates 18 and 81, 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 equals to 9. 9 and 8, okay, and they're the highest numbers, will recreate one of its own basic creations. 9 plus 8 is 17. 9 times 8 is 72. That's the largest separation between 17 and 72 equals to us. Do I have that right? 9 plus 8 is 17. 9 plus 8 is 9 times 8 is 17. So there's a 55 separation. Liberty 55. Now, what does that mean? Because there's an entrapment in numbers. There's an entrapment, okay, to the 9th gate between 1 and 4, 5, and 2 and 3. So what this does is 55, 16, 76, 42, and 13 equals 55. Okay, so where were we? Boy. I got to remember what I was saying, right? It's going to help. $55. Yes, okay, here it is. So what does this do? We're going to do a box here. 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 And we're going to do, let me see what I was going to do here. Yes, and we're going to do a box here. Now, this box is 1, 1, 1, and 5, 5, 5. These are absolute obligations. This is an absolute obligation. The box over here is box number 14. The box number here is box number 23. Okay, just note 1 through 36, and that's roulette. That these 18th and 19th numbers switch up the game. That's right over here. The 18th and 19th number equals to 37. They switch up the game. This one is equal to 6 and 5. This one is equal to 5 and 4. Where do I get these numbers? They're rolling around over here, where I'm going to go 1 and I have to take 4, to where I'm going to go to 3 and we're going to go to 2. So when I flip this over, I will end up with, see, we're going to end up with 1 and 4. We're going to do it here, right? And then we're going to end up with 3 and 2 over here. Here, we're going to end up with 6 and 7. As well, we're going to end up with 4 and 5. This one over here, we're going to end up with 8 and 5. As well, we're going to end up with 6 and 3. And you'll be looking at this and going, where in the world does this come from? What you see, what you don't see. We need to understand Rubik's Cube. I don't have it with me. If somebody wants to send me one, that'd be great. It broke into pieces. Can I save it or salvage it? I probably could. I'd have to put it all back, right? The center of Rubik's Cube, just want to let you know that it's a spindle. I'm not sure where it is. Okay, we'll leave it out for now. So I'm going to show you where it comes from. First of all, the 1 and the 4, okay, the 1 and the 4 over here is going to show me 6 and 3. Not because I want it to, because it just will. And the 3 and the 2 is going to show me the 4 and the 5, 4 dots and 5 dots. And it does. So now, where does the rest come in? Well, it comes in like this. If I have a 1, I have 8 that surround. If I have a 4, I have 5 inside. Therefore, you have 8 and 5. You have 8 and 5 coming from 1 and 4. So now how about 2 and 3? Well, if I have a 2, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I have a 2, I'll have 7 left over. And if I have the 3, I'll get 3 and 3 left over. Here's your 3, 3, 3 coming together, 3 little pigs. So when you have this, you have 3 and 6. So now you have 2 and 3, and you have your 6 and 7 coming together. Now, what happened to your 4 and 5? Well, those are the reverse cubes. Your reverse cubes. So when you have the 4, 5, you have the 5 dot 4 void. Here you have the 3 dot and the 6 void to the 2 dot and the 7 void. And then if you want to check out the next one, okay, here's the 5, 4, right? I got 5, 4. Did I do 3, 6? I did 3, 6, but there's another 3, 6, right? Here is 6 dot and 3 void. And this one here, 6 dot and 3 dot void, 3 dot and 6 void, right? And then we have, did we do the 5 dot? We didn't. We did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we did them all. The thing is about this one is times 2. This one is times 2, and this one is times 2. Because this one can be seen, these can be seen this way, and then they can be seen this way. So it's times 2. Now, if you take a look, 3 and 6, right? And 3 and 6, and 5 and 4, right? This one, no. This one, no. These two are in a special family, okay? One of the things is each one of these doubles, 3 and 3 goes two ways. This does not, but this is the opposite of that. This goes two ways. Now, I'm trying to figure out why I said that. Yes, because we have the 5 dot, the 4 void, right? 5 dot, 4 void. Then we have the 4 dot, the 5 void. Only these two are different, where we have the 12 and then we have the 7 and 8. So we have to understand 12 and 78. And we also have to note that 78 ends up in Saturn. Is that on the third ring? Is that on the third ring? Also, number 15, we start with O. Also, the G and H, although starting with O, okay, it has an F sound. The P and H also hold that F sound. This equals to 24 dividing the gate. This equals to 15. How ironic that they are XO. 39 is for the 10 angel. They both end up equaling to 6. This is going to divide the night and the day. 44 teen space. This one over here, let's call it 71 or 17. Let's say the caterpillar is connected to the moon, that gateway. And dividing the night and day, 6 and 1 is 7. It just so happens that they have the F sound inside of words. I'm going to take a look at what's being written down here. Oh boy, I fell behind somehow. I missed a whole bunch. I don't know. Did everything just jump down here? Volcanoes. Volcanoes keeping the separation between the two sides. So August, I think August gets to be the 222nd part. Okay, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, AT and AD, right, both have to do with 80. One is 21 and 41 or 14 and 12, talking about halves and quarters, right? If you want to talk about half, right, you would be in the middle of a soccer game at 45 minutes. So you have a 45-minute half, and you have a 30-minute half, right? And this one would be soccer. And the 30-minute half would be hockey, but you'd be in the middle of the period. And then the 24-minute half, that would be in basketball. So now we have to, when we do this, we have to jump in and understand the rules and the regulations in the game. So then we can go forward with our equations, in other words. Yes, yes. At 37, if I understand correctly, because the roulette board stops at 36, I think it's telling us the zeros and the double zeros are telling us about 10, 20, 30. And number 37 would actually be going back to 1. And to note that if we only have 360 degrees, we'd have to go back to 1. But there's a chance that this planet is actually 540 degrees to measure a circle. Which is 9 times 6 equals to 54. So it's actually telling me 54, and it's not telling me about 36, because 36 is 6 times 6 equals to 36. I need 9 times 6, unless this 360 degrees has to do with our creation, the 9 birth creation, and not the creation of the IT system, where 54 would come in, and then it would be inside the house of Bait, right? Or inside the cube, 9 by 9, 9 by 8, 9 by 7, 9 by 6. And the 6 has to do with the jack, the 2 jacks with the 2 eyes and the 2 jacks with the 1 eye. Noted that there's 1 through 13 or 26 cards totaling of 1 eye, and there's 26 totaling of 2 eyes, right? If we're separating the suits. But we also have to understand that if we were working with the jacks, the king of diamonds, okay, has 1 eye. I don't remember who has 1 eye with the jacks, but I can tell you that the queens have 2 eyes, so they go with all the 2 eyes. Or the 2 eyes never go together. Like the queens can never go together because they all have 2 eyes. You have to have a queen and a king with 1 eye. You can't put the queens together. And you can put all the queens with all the 1-eyed jacks. You can put all the 2-eyed jacks with the 1-eyed king. And you can put you can't put the jacks, the kings. You only can put 4 queens with the 1 king because it has 1 eye, and we're trying to create creation. Everything else, all the 2s and 1s will be telling you about Earth, and all the other combinations, the 2-2 creations with the eyes coming together, is going to tell you about Mars. So remember this: the 2 eyes and 1 eye, 2 and 1 equals to Earth, bringing Mars, bringing the spirit within. And then the 2-2, okay, is going to put together the 2-2 is going to tell us about Mars and the division of night and day. 44, 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4. It's ironic that that's what 2 does, right? 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4 and 4 equals to 16 and 8 equals to 24. And it's ironic that 84, right, or 48 will also equal to 32 and 12, equaling to 44. So I'm going to get 3 separate answers, as within just 4 and 4, I only have 2 numbers. You hold this book up over here. I have to work this equation, this equation, this equation. This is what's going to create this, dividing night and day. The invert of this, 44, is 33. And that's your yin-yang through the split sun. So let me go through some of this stuff. I fell a little bit behind. The Monopoly board is made up this way. If you multiply this one more time, you end up with 21,6. 18, 133. What is the 33? The split? Giant numbers. Well, if you want air conditioning, jump into a cold shower. Okay, I did this once before. Okay, thanks for bringing it back up. You see, that's why we have to work together. 212 is the boiling point. Now, the word point, right? Point. Don't point your finger. So I don't want to get into all the terminologies right now, but point and finger, and you're pointing this finger, which, if you're miscalculating, could end up to be this finger. 2, 7, 12, 17. 2, 7, 12, 17. 4, 14, 9, 19. Those fingers. So these fingers go into the moon. This is 3 and 8. This is your monkey finger. It's already been stated by many scientists have sat in back rooms. Now, who am I to say that I know, that I heard, what I read? And who am I to say what I read, if it has any meaning? And who did I read? And how can I trust who I read? I ask AI, how do I trust what I read? I go over everything, not because it's an organization, that the organization or top-rated companies have people, and companies pump their own ratings. We all know that. They sell ratings online. They sell memberships. They sell you more members for your groups. Is it true or not? AI, tell me, is it true or not? So how do you trust anything? So you go out and you do a little bit of work yourself, but I'm not a doctor and I don't have a diploma. So how do you know to believe me? Because I did my own research and I have my own understanding to the comprehension of splicing things together. And I can tell you right now, the only thing about what is warm or what is happening is not true. No matter what you see, when paid enough, you can create any situation. But it's not possible that the whole world conspires together, that whoever is the conspiracist is actually telling the truth of the story. Are we conspiracists or truth tellers of the knowledge that we know? Through the knowledge of what we know, to the best of our ability to understand that this is what is going on. I look into the sky yesterday, I see 5 planes, 2 planes taking off, flying like normal, another 2 doing this and white stuff coming out of the back. The other ones, no. This one's yes, seen with my own eyes. Should I not believe my own eyes? Should I not listen to my ears? Another thing about that is 85 degrees in the house. I like that. That's the second half of the alphabet. It also stands for 44, which is the number I was talking about. 8 times 5, 8 plus 5. That the 58 equals to 13 and 40 equaling to 53, in which 55 equals to 25 and 10 equaling to 35. To which these two numbers will have this result equaling to that. These two numbers will have this result equaling to that, equaling to that. This and this equals to this. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. The thing about this number over here and this number over here, right, is when you go to roulette, they are encompassing in the cube. 55, Liberty 55, you're stuck inside the hexagon of the cube. Right over here. It starts from here, inside the house of bait, electric company, C&E. Okay, sometimes they say this is time of the Christ, C&E. Over here you have 11 and 6. Over here you have 5, 5, and 8. I'm just trying to see what else you have. This, how do we create these numbers? 55, your Liberty 55 created this. I like to call this Joe. This is a J. The Y, or sorry, Joy. The Y is 25. The E is what the 5 is, so it says either Joy, Joey, or Joe. This is your EV car, right? Your EV for Venus. 5 in Roman numerals is expressed as a V. V in French is expressed for the word 22, the 22nd letter, and the sound of the letter is life, L-I-F-E. The word V-I-E, okay, where I and E is also to say, for example, So when the I and E are the opposites on these cubes, for an example world, birth into the E world, 2 times 2, 2 plus 2, 44, split area space, and a division between night and day. Also a separation of the Eve. You know the Adam's apple separation of the Eve. The Adam's apple has a passage, an airway to it. Let me read down a little bit more over here. We have the same thing out here. They're paying 70% of their salary if somebody hires them. 70% of the salary. They get money. They got hotels and rooms. And only until you see, you cannot learn something if it's not mentioned to you, if you don't take interest in it. But when it becomes top news, look at that. Now I see it's got to end up on the news. That's how it has to happen. The spider web of the last 6,000 years is breaking away. The moon is analog, changing to digital, breaking away. It cannot be set up. It must be an antique moon. Antique moon. Think of it. It's got to be an antique moon. And when you go to auntie, it's not from your mother, but it's from your mother or your father's sister. Okay. The ball has 20 hexagons and 12 pentagons. So explain that to me. Okay, so let me write that down. 20 hex times 6 is 156. Well, that would be Rubik's Cube is the same thing. And 12 times 5 equals 60. So I'm trying to think what the 60 is. It could be 12 times 5 equaling to 60. Right away, I know 5 and 12, 512. Okay, so 512 gigabytes. GB is bill, and the G8s or gates. Then you want to say the 5 signs: fire, earth, wind, heat, cold. I don't know, the 5 signs and the 12 zodiac signs. When you multiply them, you get 60. So that means you go 12 signs in water, 12 signs in this. So every 60, it changes around, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So we got to do that 4 times. So it takes 240 in order to do hold on a second. It's 180 and then another 60 to do that complete cycle, right? There's 3 sides to a triangle and then the bottom. So you have to count all of them, right? That makes 24 hours. It also comes back. Look, you remember I was talking about 5 and 3? Well, this 5 by 12 is also noted to be this and this. 5 times 2, 5 times 1. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 times 3. So can we say J A O? Oja. This would be 6, be an F. This would be an F. Jofa. Anyways, regardless, this is going to be the 5 zodiac, the zodiac signs with the elements going over repetition. We have to repeat the elements 3 times, so it takes 240 years to do a complete repetition of that. Now, since if you want to base this as a day and say it's 24 hours a day, or you want to take it as 2/3 of what is 360, and say we're missing 1/3 for the Mars system. What I'm trying to do is I always bring things to a different level. I'll remove zeros. They don't matter. It's just If you're born and you're alive and you're whole, you're 100% of something. You're not 10 or 10%, right? If you're 100% of something and you were in binary code, okay, this would be your number. If you get mirrored into something with binary code, we'd have to put this into your number. So you would end up being O through 7 and 8. That's your G and H coming together through the gateway. 17Q, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 7 and 8. Now, if we want to see what our basic formation is here, we multiply it by 3 equaling to 51. So we can say puck, so we know it's cold. We can say Mars because Mars is the same number, right? Is there a difference between the two? There is a difference between the two. We're not going to get to it. Although this one starts with M, this one starts with P. This is 4 and this is 7. They also come together. We're not going to get into that right now. What did I get that right? The pentagram is 5, right? So I have 5 and 6. 5 and 6 coming together, and that's also very important. 5 and 6 coming together is 11. The reverse cube of 5 and 6, okay. Hold on a second. The reverse cube in pool, this is what separates the H. This is what separates the queen. 3 and 11. It's an absolute. 11, remember 3 and 11. 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. So it becomes 3 and 2. CB code, Citizens Band Radio. Now, if it's 11, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 1 equals to 3. So there actually, it's a 3, 3, 3 a connection inside of this, inside of Venus. Do you follow what I'm saying? 11, everything is star system, multiplication and, addition and multiplication. Do you know, it's easy to put my thumb up, but what if I had to put my thumb down? Can I put my thumb down? Just let me go back over here. I'm going to get back to the soccer ball. I want to put my thumb down. I have the force to do this. My pinky goes up. My muscle is fully stretched. So now that you told me it was 26 hexagons, and that means it's a total of 226 total on that ball, right? The Rubik's Cube is 156. 26 of these cubes with 6 sides is how Rubik's Cube is set up. So if I had to do it one more time and it'd have to be a 27th side, I would have to add on 6 more. So that would be 232. That would be 232 instead of 226 when you add on also the core to Rubik's Cube. Well, I say I like that. Like, we don't know where we're starting from to start with. Mars is number 51. Can I reduce that? Can I divide Mars by 1? Yes, 1 times 51. Can I divide it by 2? Well, if I divide it by 2, that means that if it comes out to a 1 missing number, okay, like 51 divided by 2 is 25 plus 1. So we know that the spirit is missing. So now if we go to 3, we know number 17 works inside of there. What does 17 create? How do we create 17? 9 and 8 is 17. Is there any other ways to create 17? How is 7 created? How is 10 created? So we have to understand what those numbers also mean. Also, because Mars is in the 17 group, okay, it's in the center inside the area where the cube is out of 36 numbers. 17 and 20 are the 2 blacks inside of this. Is Earth inside of this? Earth does not appear inside of it, but it is a connecting piece of it. number 14. Did I get that right? No, Earth also comes to number 17 through 52 through number 25. So Earth is on the second side. Earth is also number 7 on the first side because Mars has 17 in it. So that means part of Earth is already inside of included with Mars because it has a total of 7. Earth also uses a V11. Mars uses a V1. So they're both going to be connected to Venus. Venus, Jupiter. Venus is 2. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. All the positions of Venus. The Venus life is on the cross, here and here. The other ones of Venus are in the corner. 1 and 9 Venus, AI, 3 and 7 Venus, creation of the 7th gate, inside of where is 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is what's missing to create 6 and 8. Venus is creating through Mars. I did that word yesterday, bird. 99 is inside of it. Right. The continuation and understanding of the known, just like things change, right? So now, you know what, the comments are so far back to what I said, right? Science law or common law, right? It's notes, it's commonality. We also have to note there is a difference, right? I don't really like to take this off, but I'm going to show you this, right? That when we create, let me see, do I have any of these done perfectly? I think this one here. See the way 3 of the triangles, right? 3 of the triangles, where is it? 3 of the triangles go dead center. 3 of the triangles go in between. See the way they're bent? Now, why are these straight and these bent if there's no straight lines? Should it be tucking its way in? Like, should I be bending in with this center one here? I'm going to do it on another one. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to see if I can do it. Do it. Do it. I'll do it on the back. Let's see if I can do it on the back. To do it on the back, so let's see if I did this right, right? So I had to connect one here, one here, one here, one here, right? And then instead of doing that, right, I would be bending it here, and then bending it here. And I would be creating the torus in the center. So I would be bending it here and be bending it here and be bending it here. And then I create the second torus in the center. So I get, so where this center was over here, possibly going this way, right? We flip it over. Where is the torus center? 3 circles. So when we take 3 circles, we end up with this center over here. So I connected them together, or see the way this is going up? Or I take that and I do that one. I only did one of them in order to get that in the center of it. Even though if I did the next one, right? Even though I did the next one, if I did it here, right? I'd be doing this one. So this is my first one, and that's my second one. So what if I just did this and did this my circle, and then did this my circle? And then my next one is I did this my circle, and this my circle, and this my circle. Can that be my spider inside my circles? Is that all I'm seeing is these partial lines? Is that why I need, in order to create my full day, I need to cut it apart and have it at 3 times 120 for 360, or 4 times 90 for 360? The thing is, there's 3 times 300, there's 3 times 480 minutes in a day, or there's 4 times 360 minutes in a day. And like I said, because 9 times 6 is rotation, I think there's 540 minutes in a base cycle. Unless you want to go to 600 and say we had to add 60. 9 times 6 or 60, 540. 1.5 times 360 is 540. Mars is that 1.5 times difference. So let me read out the rest of these, and we're going to end the video. It's 2:22 right now. Okay, let me go up right over here. It's obvious. Holograph map. Darn. A darn is a way to cut across a salmon. When you cut a salmon, you can cut it in a filet or a darn. When you say filet in French, it also means net, right? Now, if it means net, if you read it backwards, net can also be what is the net amount after X? What is the net, right? What is the net amount? I need to mark darn. You mark darn, you mark filet, the way you fillet a fish. And net can also be 10. And it's also an angel. We didn't speak earlier how the numbers connect to the numeric value of angels. For those who have never been here before, and one of the clues I wanted to do net, and I did apple. I wanted to talk about the word pharaoh. King. Uh, 627 30. So, just 1 second. I wanted to see if I'm in where I was. Wow, lost myself again. So that what we're going to do now is fillet is a net. Net is 10. We are in the A, B, C, D reflective world, or the mirror world, or the polar world. It's on here. All the 10s are the numbers that crisscross. Here, the 10, you have 10. 10 is 20. You also have what is 44 because of the change of the relationship in numbers. But if you look at the calculator, 7 and 3, 10, 9 and 1, 10. If you want to look at this one, you have 10, 10, 10 inside of this one over here, or 10, 10, 10 over here. Bowling even also as well goes by the turkeys, because when you get a turkey, you have 3 strikes. When you have 3 strikes, you rolled right? You have one roll per strike, and you have two rolls for a spare. So if you were looking at binary code as this, then a strike would be noted as 1, and a spare will be noted as 2 if you guided that towards binary code. They both start with an S. One is ST, one is SP. What's funny is about the city, right? Or how about Pharaoh? You farrow the land, and you build the cities. You farrow the land, you build the cities, and all of a sudden you had to make sure that there were no firstborns, right? So was it not Ramses, RAM, Ramses, right? Ramses, or how about Mars the other way around? How about Ram says, Sesame Street? Ram says Sesame Street is saying the road of souls. And I also like to say Sweet Madam Blue. But let me tell you one thing. If Ramses did not let, or Ramses slayed all the firstborns, Ramses slayed the firstborns before they even had a chance to life. I walked into the pharmacy and I said to the pharmacist, I said, will Ramses guarantee me, or at least give me a good safeness into making sure there are no firstborns? And the pharmacist said, it'll help you. There's a very good chance you say safe with Ramses and you will not have the firstborn. So that's the way I see Moses. And in the mode is the word of the king, the word of Zeus. And if somebody is effing everything up, that in the word, right? 4141, home, king. This word is created by 11. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 3. It creates 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 3, and 3 is 6. You get this word just from K. Imagine if you were getting the word from K9, which would be 99 plus 20 equaling to 911. K is the 11th letter. 9 times 11, 99. 9 plus 11, 20. This would end up to be 92 or 29, or how about just let's say Jesus born into the house of Ra. Where do I get that? The 18th letter, R, made up of these two. Made up and started from these two, which can be recreated through these two. If you have 3 rulers, you have 36 inches. You have a yard. You have a front yard, or do you have a backyard? So what do you have? You have 3 feet. And each one of your feet started at 12. And then you have 12 numbers in roulette. And then you have another set of 12 numbers in roulette. And then you have another set of 12 numbers in roulette. So it's 4 times 9 or 3 times 12. It's always like that. It's always 3 and 4. Anyways, we're going to let it go the way it is. Read out the rest of what I've put up. Not even sure what I've left out. Thank you for that, Pluto and soccer. Can you help me out with this? Mars is for the boys. Mars is blue. Mars is Democrat. Mars has the addition sign, but as I see the cross is being dragged on an angle, what is the addition sign? Which, if multiplication sign is very easy, the addition sign is not. So what happens, right? Here's the addition sign. What happens with this addition sign, it becomes this. Everything gets tilted, right? Here I'm doing the addition. Should I do this? Right? Here I'm doing multiplication. If I want to do addition, should I do this to my hands? To the left and to the right, because in between, it's multiplied. You know, if you were holding somebody else's hands and the other person was crisscross, when you did this, their hand would do this. It would always be 10, 11. If you give your hand up to somebody like this, that'll be 66, 66. If you put it this way, it's 55, 55. If you switch it this way and the other one keeps it straight, it's 66, 66. Follow the thumbs. No 11 in Mars. Well, 19 comes back to 19. 18 and 19 come together as 1 and 9, AI, two worlds coming together. And the AM in Mars is the first part of the alphabet, A through M, and not P through M. And you have the post-menstrual cycle when you go to the second side of the alphabet. The first side of the alphabet says AD. The second side of the alphabet says HE. H because Z, 26, 2 and 6, 8. Also at the same time, when it's reduced from 26, it goes down to number 2. When the 14 is reduced as the N letter in the second side of the alphabet, that will go down to number 5. That will go down to, sorry, it's number 14. It'll go to 9. It'll be 2, 9. It'll be 11. It'll be 2. So what was the 5 and 8? The 5 and the 8. That'll be 2. Yeah, they'll both be. It'll be 2 and 2, talking about Mars in the second half. In the first half, you're talking about 1 and 4, and that'll end up at 9. In the first half, it only ends up at 9. We have 1. But I'd have to count something a little bit different. In the second half, when you're talking about 14, right, is it 2 and 2? 14, sorry, is it 2 and 3? Right, as well as 14. The 14th letter, or 2 and 3 equals to 5, 1 and 4 equals to 5. Can we use 9 and 5 equals to 14? Can we use 8 and 6 equals to 14? Can we use 7 and 7 equals to 14? Where Z is the 26th number. Okay, how can we reach 26? Can we go 13 and 12 equals to 26? Or should we be going 2 and 6? Where 1 and 1 equals to 2 and 3 and 3 equals to 6. So I'm not really sure where we're going to go with that. Since I'm not sure if everybody knows about the face of Rubik's Cube, right? Rubik's Cube, just as like the calculator, has 9 on every face. There's faces that are opposite of other faces. So when it's opposite, 5 is on one side, the 2 is on the other. But there's 9 area spaces, only 2 dots are used. There's 9 area spaces, only 1 dot is used. Remember the void area space. So if I use 1 and I flip the cube over to 6, 1 and 6 is like 8 and 3 equals 7 equals 11. The next one is what's going to be 2 and 5 equals to 11. To what is 7 and 4 equals to 11. To what is 3 and 4 equals to 7. To what is 6 and 5 equals to 11. So we have the void and the void and the void. And you total those up and you get 11 and 11 and 11. 13, 31 when you multiply it. 33 when you add it. And then you get 7, 7, 7. When you multiply it, it equals to 343. When you add it, it equals to 21. It's ironic that it equals to this number. 91, 182, 273, 364. Nine 11. 4, 7, 8, 9. Whoop, did I do that wrong? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, 10, right? Hold on a second. 6, 13, 21, 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 30, 93 angels. Why in the world did I get that before? Anyways, this one over here, what it is there's 13 times 13 times 28 equals 364, 28-day cycle moons. And then what you get is 7 by 13 equals to 91. This is the word spirit. This is the word where plural and extra comes in, because only the S will retain 1 and 9. So now we understand that Rubik's Cube is all 7, 11 when they're calling Yo the student of Mars and Earth. So I probably have more, but I don't want to squeeze anything out of this. I'm wrecked. Leap year turkeys. Let's go up 7. Let's go up yours. Yes, remember AD or AT. AMP man is convenient as a storehouse. Air. Yes, air. AIR. Yes, because A and I is 1 and 9, and the 9th letter in I is R. They're the only ones. It's the only ones in the alphabet. I said at the beginning of the video that I don't remember what I was saying. The land of milk and honey, M and H, harmony. So I'm not really sure where to go next, but I'm going to say, bless you all, blessed be it all. Let me see what happened on Odyssey in case somebody said nothing. Well, that was good. Nobody said anything. Check it out on Rumble, and nobody said anything there either, although there was apparently 2 watching. And I have to like myself, and then, okay, there you go. And peace and love. I got to put a little bit more stuff together. There's still a lot of stuff I didn't talk about in this video. And then I'm sure everybody's already seen the outfit, my setup out here, right? Those bricks are actually saying high 52. Thank you for watching this video. Peace and love. Let me see if I can do this one more time. Yeah, I'm going to do this and leave it up that way because I keep falling behind every month and it's not fun anymore. So I'm not sure if I can think. I don't want to put anything in anybody's head, but thank you for watching. Color out, color up, color out.